So, what exactly defines cozy? So welcome to today's video. My name is BoogieSnacks. You could go ahead and call me Boogie, and we are going to be diving into a few cozy manga series that I highly recommend to you. But before we go ahead and jump on into today's video, I want to ask you at home, what series has brought you comfort that you have read before? What manga did you just crack open and it's instant cozy vibes for you? If you like anime, manga, or just like the vibes here in general, go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. I have a lot of fun videos planned for the rest of the year that I can't wait to show you. But with that being said, grab your drinks, grab your snacks, let's get cozy together in today's video, and I will see you in just a second. Now, the first series on this list, I've mentioned it before, and I think it has a lot to do with timing when I found this series and what I was doing. Let me just paint you a picture really quickly. I was actively looking to find a new comfort, cozy, and perhaps food series to dive into and maybe watch a couple episodes while I was making dinner that evening. So after searching and searching and searching, I finally found a series that, little did I know at that time, would eventually capture my heart and give off the most incredible warm, comfort, cozy vibes. And of course, I'm talking about Yakitate Japan. I think I'm saying that right. Someone let me know down below. I don't think it's Yakitate Japan. Someone let me know in the comments on one of my previous videos, and I think it's Yakitate. What can I say about this series? It instantly captured my heart. This is such a charming series. So this is published by Viz, and it totals in about 26 volumes, so it is a little bit of an investment, and it came out very late 2001, pretty much early 2002. This series definitely has that late 90s, early 2000s art style that I personally find very charming in its own right. Now, whenever I describe this series to a friend, I always say it's the Food Wars before Food Wars. Our main character is the shonen protagonist that comes from a little countryside town in Japan who has grown up making bread his entire life and is on a quest to create a signature best bread in the world that comes from Japan. This is a great series to just dive into, especially if you're eating some comfort food or just looking to relax at home. I think the artwork, basic premise of the story, and how the characters interact with each other to the comedy, it just all mixes together, giving off warm, comforting vibes while offering a great story with an amazing cast of characters. This series is so good. Okay, I hope that you take this video as a sign to check the series out. I understand it's not going to be for everyone, and you might not want to read the manga, but at least give the anime a few episodes to decide if you want to collect or maybe even just read the manga digitally. This next one, I had to look up when it actually came out. Let me know if you were younger than this series, but we're going to talk about yet another old school series. Okay, there's a charm to the old school series that I very much like, but don't worry, not all of the series in this video will be old school, but this one came out in 1995. Okay, statistically speaking, this series is older than a lot of you watching this video right now, so let me know if you fall under that category. Oh my god, I did not expect to feel old while making this video. The series we're going to talk about for just a brief second here is actually a classic and one of my personal favorites of all time, but to collect it physically is kind of very expensive, but do not let that deter you from diving into the wonderful world of Initial D. Right off the bat, you might notice that this is a Tokyo Pop edition. Now, Tokyo Pop only released so many of the physical volumes, but if you wanted to read the entire series in English, fully translated, you would have to read it through Kodansha digitally. That's the only option to do that legally as of right now. This is also a rather large series, totaling in 48 volumes in completion. Now, like I mentioned before, this series came out in 1995, and that's definitely reflective in the art style and how the story is being told and the technology that's available to the main characters and the supporting cast of characters within the story. I mean, who doesn't like classic 90s vibes? I mean, come on, it's awesome. But why does everyone have my haircut? One thing I can't stop talking about is the art in Initial D. I find it incredibly charming. Now, of course, the cars are drawn incredibly well, but there's something to be said in the manga for the landscapes, the city shots, the cafes, inside businesses, and just the local scenery. I think it's done incredibly well and instantly gives me this cozy 90s vibe. This series is all about racing, drifting, driving fast. I honestly think Initial D has incredibly well-written romance, a really memorable cast of supporting characters, and a story that just simply does not drag on. It definitely paces itself quite well, at least in my opinion. The backdrop for this story follows the adventures of Takumi, who is the son of a tofu shop owner. This is no regular tofu shop owner, as the audience quickly learns that his father himself was once a great racer in his day, yet he's also shrouded in mystery. Takumi, who is the main character, has been driving delivery for for the tofu shop, and without even realizing it, his father has been secretly training him to be a phenomenal driver himself. Well-paced races, incredible slice of life moments, cozy vibes, and how foes become unlikely allies, plot twists. I think it's just really good, and please do yourself a favor and check out Initial D. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you, of course, we don't see this series in a lot of collections, and that's probably because, well, frankly, there's that barrier of entry, right? That ginormous wall of cost it is to collect this series physically, and unfortunately, it didn't finish releasing physically. But do not let that deter you from checking out this wonderful series called Katekayo Hitman Reborn. Oh my gosh, this series is so good. It was put out by Viz, 42 volumes in completion, and came out in 2004. I mean, to be honest, this series is such a vibe. Reborn is one of those series where I immediately felt at home, which was, I know pun intended, right, because I was at home, but it just gives me this really warm feeling throughout the story. For instance, I found this series after stream. I just really wanted to relax. I think I was making some late night tea, and I think I put like tater tots in the oven. Yes, sometimes I do eat junk food. The story follows our lead protagonist that is simply just not up to cut. Suna has terrible grades, poor athletic performance, and a crush on a girl that just really doesn't like him, and generally lost going throughout life in high school. However, little does he know, he comes from a long line of mafia bosses, and this is made abundantly clear when a mysterious tutor of sorts shows up to Suna's house, who claims to be one of the family's greatest hitmans. The cast is quirky enough to be funny, but also has some really cool and heartfelt moments, and the plot itself is outrageously unique, and I think this will leave an impression on whoever the reader or watcher is. Now, speaking about the reader or watcher, I made it about 20 episodes into this anime when I hit that wall, and let me know if you do something similar here, but I think I hit a certain point when watching anime where I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna collect this manga. I'm just gonna read the manga for this. Let me know if I'm the only one that makes those decisions right away in their mind. Viz stopped putting the series out physically after a certain point, and I think it was just due to lack of sales. Unfortunately, this is a problem that happens all too often within the manga community, so if you're brand new to reading manga, chances are at some point in your reading manga journey, you are gonna find a series that you like that just simply stopped getting released physically for X, Y, or Z, but most likely it has to do with, unfortunately, just lack of sales. It's not gonna be the most expensive series to collect, but it's definitely gonna cost you a pretty penny. Please don't let it deter you from checking out Hitman Reborn, even if it's only for the anime and maybe you wanna look into collecting the physicals as a collector's item somewhere down the road, but in just good honesty and good faith here, I'm not gonna be able to recommend you guys to go out and spend that much money to collect it physically, but it did bring me a lot of comfort, and that's why it made its way into this video. Okay, so we've reached the final series for today's video. This is actually a series that I just picked up physically. In total, actually, it's only 4 volumes, so this one, it by far is the easiest one to jump into in terms of just like sheer volume count. This is actually in my last manga haul, so if you haven't watched my last manga haul yet, I'll leave a card in the upper right hand corner so you can check that video out whenever you have the time. But for just 1 second, let's talk about Skullface bookseller Honda-san. Now, is this series gonna change your life and be the most thought-provoking, philosophically deep series? Definitely not. It is a slice of life comedy series that focuses on the life of our main character who works at a manga shop in Japan and the problems and the trials and the ups and downs that come with a job like that. And it is really educational. In fact, it's oddly educational. In fact, it's even been criticized online for being too educational sometimes about some of the industry talk that happens within this series. But to be honest, I think if you're just now coming into the hobby of reading manga, this might be a great series to read to just get some enjoyment out of, and then also to learn a little bit about the lingo that you're seeing online that you just might not know what it means. So this series came out 2015, 4 volumes in completion, and put out by Yen Press. It can be a little bit more on the expensive side, and I have seen that be a deterrent from a lot of people wanting to pick this series up. Maybe it's on their wish list, or they just keep having it in their cart, but they never go through with it because it can be a little pricey. So what I recommend you doing for Skullface bookseller Honda-san, if you become interested at all in this series and you want to collect it physically, maybe wait for a holiday sale. Some sort of sale that's gonna happen down the road at some sort of online retail store, and then maybe make your move on that. Now, I think Skullface Bookseller Honda-san is a great idea for a series, and it's filled with such funny moments, unique art, great main character, great supporting cast of characters, and most importantly, I think we will find at least one relatable scene within these 4 volumes. Working at a manga shop is tougher than it would appear, and that is made abundantly clear with our main character. From the struggles of receiving new manga without the bonus materials, to helping customers despite the language barrier, to people seeking naughty manga, or even the pressure of sales. The job never seems easy for our main character, Honda-san. I think it's also important for me to say this, that the community seems a bit torn on Skullface Bookseller Honda-san. It seems you're either gonna love it or you're gonna hate it. Now, because the community's so split, I believe what you should do here is maybe watch a couple episodes of the anime, see if it's something that you would be interested in. Do you like the art? Do you like the basic premise about the story? And then maybe decide to financially commit to picking up the rest of the volumes. But personally, I think that this is a lesson to be learned here. Don't go into a series with incredibly high expectations. Go into it with an open mind, and perhaps with this one in particular, go into it with an open mind where you're ready to learn a little bit about the Japanese manga industry and the manga industry in general, and just have some good laughs and enjoy a slice of life series. I think you will really enjoy this. However, if you don't like slice of life series, this one is heavy, heavy, heavy slice of life. So yeah, if you don't like slice of life series, this one necessarily won't be for you. Now, before I let you guys go, I would like to invite you to our Discord community. Discord community has been rapidly growing and has become home to a lot of new people. You can join the Discord by going to discord.gg/BoogieSnacks. So of course, links for all of that will be down below in the description box. I am also streaming on Twitch a lot these days, so if you'd like to come hang out, I'd love to get a chance to meet you. Of course, links will always be down below, or you can go to twitch.tv/BoogieSnacksTV. Okay, so I think I'm gonna let you guys go here. Now remember, if I didn't say a series that you found some comfort for, make sure you're dropping them down below in the comment section. And for our next installment in this video series here of Comfort Manga series, I will make sure to look in the comment section for this one, and maybe one of them will make an appearance, or 2 or 3 of them will make an appearance in our next video. And thank you so much for watching today's video. If you'd like to go ahead and support the channel, go ahead and hit that like button down below. It lets me know that you're watching at home, and I can continue to make more content just like this. And of course, as always, nothing has changed. If you'd like to stick around for more videos, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. We would love to have you in the community. All right, everyone, I'm gonna go make some food, sit down with some cozy manga, because this video has definitely got me in the mood to read some cozy manga before I start editing today's video. So I'll see you in the next one. Have a good night, okay?